Hi, Philip Dahlheimer here with PinkSlipMixers. And we are here with Evon Stevenson. She is the Director of Business Development for Manpower. How are you doing, Evon?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us. So just tell our viewers a little bit more about Manpower and where your focus is.
Well, Manpower is a 45-year-old company. We made 45 last year, actually. And they're family-owned here in town. And our primary focus is in the direct hire, temp to hire, or consulting areas. And it's not industry specific.
All right, very good. Now, people can come in here with their resumes and they can apply online? And what's the advantage of either or?
They can apply online. I think the advantage of applying online is that we do everything digital. So when you come in and you apply, or you actually apply online, it goes right into our applicant tracking system, all of your information. And then all you have to do is call back in and say, I've applied online. Am I in your system? We'll pull you up. And then also when we start searching for a particular job with your skill set, then you come up.
Very good. Now, since they're applying online, they go through some type of scrubbing software for the applicant. So what can you tell our viewers about that, and what key ideas do they need to focus on as they're filling that out?
Well, for us, we don't do the scrubbing, just to let you know. The scrubbing actually, or it's called an applicant tracking system, okay, the employers use a lot, because if you apply directly to an employer and they have 600 resumes, they're going to have to match words. So what that is if you have a job description that you're interested in applying for, and you have your resume, you make sure that your resume that you've submitted online has those keywords and matches the required skills. That'll take you to the top of the list as opposed to getting not looked at. And that's the best way to do it. And just make sure that you're following the job description.
So as they get through that process then and they go into the first interview with you, what do you think they ought to be looking out for, and how should they present themselves as they walk in and through the conversation?
First and foremost, be in business attire that's specific to that company. If you're coming in, if you currently are working, and let's say you work a job that you wear jeans and a nice shirt every single day. If the environment that you're going to be interviewing in, that's not their dress attire, then you call them and say, I'm coming from my job to come to you. This is how we dress. Is this okay? If it's okay, they totally understand. They'll say, yeah, come on in, no problem. If it is an issue, then you set your interview at a time where then you can change your clothes and meet that business attire. Because what people have to understand is when they're coming through the door, they start the interview. They start the interview at the reception desk. The second thing I would say, don't wear cologne.
Right.
You know, I know you probably have heard that a lot, but it's really true. I'm sensitive to certain perfumes, and I'd sit there and sneeze through the entire interview if someone wore something that was very loud. So on that particular day, don't wear too much cologne or perfume. And I would suggest that when you get into the office, look around their office. Get accustomed to your surrounding quickly, and then also meet the individual, shake their hand, and then through the interview itself, answer their questions pretty specific and succinctly, and try not to go off on tangents talking about, I need to get out of the house because my spouse is getting on my nerves.
That's not a
now, it's not really a good thing to say, right? So just say, I'm looking for an opportunity for growth. And at the end of the interview, they're going to say, do you have any questions for me? Have a few questions.
Absolutely.
Research them. All of their information is probably online. If you've called in before, you could ask the receptionist, hey, how long you guys been in business and how many employees do you have? Check out what their mission and value statements are. Really do your homework when you walk in there.
And there are some questions you don't want to ask them.
Well, you don't ask what the benefits are, and a lot of times you shouldn't really ask what the salary is.
Right.
What you want to do is get them to wanting you to come back. And typically, the typical job interview takes about 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 interviews, depending on what it is. So it will come And if they ask you, okay, what is the salary requirement for you? But they've now asked you. And then I would give them a range. And then again, do your history. Do your research. Because there are softwares out there. You can go to Google. You can go to salary.com. And you can find out what that particular job range is as far as dollars. And then you can give your range per dollars.
Right.
The other thing, part of the homework, is if those dollars don't match the salary requirements that you have for your household to survive, then don't take the job interview.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty much as simple as that. The other thing I would suggest people do, though, is really just ask them, what is their 5-year goal? Where does the company see themselves? And is there an opportunity for advancement? Because that would tell me that that person is interested in staying and rewarded for being a great employee and being loyal. And I would look for something like that if I was the hiring manager for the company, but I also look for that myself when I'm going to place people in a job.
Great advice, great advice. Let's move on to social networking and how that plays a part in job seeking. And obviously those that are more attuned to social networking probably have a better chance. What comments do you have on that?
When you network, as you know, because you've networked for a long time, it's about your warm network. Social networking, because that's where you're spending a lot of your time. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you're getting to know people and they're getting to know you, the groups that you're involved with. So it's about working your warm market. A lot of people find employment that's not even advertised in the newspaper or not even advertised with us for search. Hey, you know what? I'm looking for a project management position. Do you know of anyone that's hiring? And they say, so-and-so's hiring. Sure, let me give you a name, call them, and let's see if we can get you an interview. That's the fastest way to get the job. Right. Absolutely. So social networking is extremely, extremely important. The other side to social networking is that you have to make sure that you understand that you're interviewing there too. So if you have a social network site, let's say Facebook, and you want to do one strictly for just hiring purposes and business purposes, because you don't want to see all of the other stuff that goes on, all the private conversations or all of the things that are said or the political stuff that goes on, because you don't want anything to be a factor for or determiner for your not getting that job. A disqualifying factor, basically, is what I'm saying. So you don't want that.
So as we go through 2010, as you talk to other recruiters, where do you think the jobs will be in Las Vegas through 2010? What industries?
We've got a couple movements going right now. We have several companies. I'm working with 4 companies right now that are looking to come to Las Vegas to provide solar. So you have wind turbines or the panels. Those are going to bring wages, and we also have a plastics company looking to come as well. Okay. The wages that you're looking are $10 an hour or more. Solar, it's been said that they want this to be a solar state, right. And the wind turbines, absolutely, we've got it. So the only thing is to have the water and everything available for it to come in. They're working on that right now. So that's going to create a lot of jobs here. So if you're interested in solar, start looking up what the particular skill sets are for solar jobs. And it'll give you a list of positions that's available. Start preparing for that. That's one thing. Medical, regardless of what's going on, medical is going to be a large factor. We have a lot of elder communities. We've got the baby boomers now are the ones that are now getting out and going into retirement. They're rotating out where the younger folks are coming in. So it's medical. And the other thing that we're seeing because of the change in the economy over the last 18 months is that there is now a need for human resource consulting. Okay. Because companies, in their efforts to stay alive, they have to relieve some people of their duties there. So the HR position might be one of those that they look at. However, the compliance issues stay the same. Right. So we're offering, because we've seen a change now in the marketplace and within businesses, we offer human resource consulting to go in, assist the companies to become and maintain their compliance so that they're not in any kind of jeopardy for many agencies.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for taking your time with us. And this is Philip Dahlheimer here with PinkSlipMixers with Evon Stevenson of Manpower.